Hey, good afternoon, America. Last Patriot 2016, codename Skyscraper, known as the Badass Geek, and my friends are calling me Nick. How we doing today? Back on the highways and byways again. Doing what I do best, busting my ass trying to make a living. Though, it seems like, the hardworking, strong work ethic, die-hard Americans who want to succeed do. But you know what? I'm just gonna, I'm gonna take a moment and first off, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations. We had a huge Black Lives Matter protest in Chicago that was actually peaceful. Finally. Please, thank you. You know, I wasn't in Chicago for it because I was actually out working. As you all know, I live in Chicago, but I want to say thank you. You guys finally did it right. You know, I feel bad about all the black violence, but you know what? It's got to do with attitudes. Nobody wants to talk about this. Everybody wants to blame everybody else. You know, the sad thing is, living in Chicago, working in the nightclub scenes, working at the high-end clubs, the whole entitlement thing. I mean, folks, I don't care if you're black, orange, green, brown, yellow, purple, polka dot. You know what? We're all human. You know, I'll be honest, if anybody should be in an uproar, I should be. You know, when I was going through my military training, I had primarily black drill sergeants through my basic and AIT schooling. You know what? Wasn't racist. But you know what? I got passed over. And, it was always a black guy that was platoon leader. It was a black guy that was squad leader. They promoted everybody else. It was like I was almost like a second-class citizen. So I get it to an extent. But you know what? The funny thing is, I've lived all over the country. I've lived in, you know what? I sat down and figured it out. Technically, I've lived in almost like 13 states. So I guess I've lived in my own colonies. But all over the place, though. You know, I've spent a year in California. I spent almost a year in Georgia, 6 months in South Carolina, 3 years in Kansas, grew up in Iowa, a year in Oregon, a year in Delaware. I've been everywhere. I lived in Texas, technically, for a better part of, almost 4 months for a huge project, and it's great. And that diversification of America is what makes us great. But the Black Lives Matter, I'm glad to see it finally starting to, you know what, you guys are starting to unite. Because you guys, what I was dealing with in Chicago prior to the election, I mean, really? You guys are damn near burning the city down. I mean, we watched Baltimore and St. Louis and all these other cities just set the city on fire. What good does it do to burn your own house down? And the sad thing is, you want to stop black violence? We got to change attitudes. And I was trying to think today hard and heavy on what exactly I was going to talk about. Because, I try to do at least a weekly show now. Sometimes two. If I get fired up, it's, hey, I'm a diehard American. I bleed red, white, and blue. But our attitudes, and the funny thing is, It's like I was talking to, I was on a huge project up north by Montana. I was talking to this HVAC guy, and he has a status quo. And don't take this the wrong way. Give me a minute to explain before everybody goes freaking getting your panties in a bunch. Because we all know how everybody likes to fly off the handles nowadays. But you know what? He walks into any given job site and he'll, go up and, hey, how we doing, my nigga? Being a white guy. Oh my God! You know what? He put this in layman's terms, and it took me a second to process it, but you know what? He's right. You know what? Why are the only people that start getting irate when a white guy says nigger are the niggers? Black educated people, they don't care. Hell, man, they have two shits. It rolls off their back. Why are there two classes? And there's such a divide amongst the black community, and I see it all the time. And it doesn't so much have to do with your skin color, folks. It's mindset. And the more I've really started to pay more attention to this, especially my travels. You know what? The young thug niggerish type, and that's what they are. It's in their head. They got the feeling that, it's Whitey and Cracker that's coming after them. You know what? We're all human. Nobody's coming after you. Nobody has enslaved you. You are part of your own problem. You're not part of the solution. And why so many people want to... I'm sorry. I overheard a black family. I was out to breakfast a couple weeks ago. And I overheard this, and it looked like a very educated mother, father, an extremely well-educated, put-together grandfather or elderly, and the young kids. And I kept listening to the young kids going, well, man, I wish I had money, I wish I had friends all over the place, shoot. That way I could, fly private jets and everything all over the place. You know what? We have built this greed. That's what it is. It's greed. Nobody has drive. They have greed. And I really felt sorry for these young kids. They couldn't have been, I'm going to say, grade school, maybe junior high. Man, I'm a rough guess, I'm going to say probably at the oldest 13, 14. Maybe even younger. I don't know. It's hard to identify people by glancing at them how old they are. But I step back and eating my eggs and toast and going, this is the problem. This is the problem that they are creating within their own culture. You guys want to publicize the raptors and the drug dealers and the gangsters and, they're all cool. Gangsters aren't cool. Rappers aren't cool. Most of them are arrogant. And, and the crap that comes out of their mouth. And the fact that as a black culture, we allow this. As a society, we've allowed it to be status quo. I'm going to tell you what. Black Lives Matter. I'm going to put this out there for you. Black Lives Matter. If you actually want to stop black violence, shut down rap music. You know what? most of it's garbage. It promotes violence. It promotes womanizing. It promotes rape. I mean, God dang, some of the stuff that I hear. Really. I mean, I got one question. What mother out there, and I know some very well-educated black women who would never allow this. And, you know, they smack their kids upside the head regularly. Maybe that's what we need to do with this freaking no-discipline society that we live in is out of control. The lack of discipline in the home is where our problems start. We are building this society. You know what? I'm all for ending the violence, but you know what? The NRA isn't going to stop your violence. The NRA is not your problem. Look within. Look around you. Look at the culture that you guys are creating. And it's a shame. It really is, you know. Every successful black man I know, and it's horrible. Why do I got to say successful black man? Why is there such a color divide? It doesn't matter what color you are. We are all given the exact same opportunities. I don't care. But do you accept them? Do you step up to the plate? If you sit around and wait for the world to give you because the world owes you, it's not coming. The world doesn't owe you a thing. It's got drive, determination, perspiration, exhaustion, working 20 hours a day. Heck, I'm 40 years old. I'm still working almost. I had 83 hours in last week. I'm still working this hard. And I may never get to retire because things in my life didn't go the way they were supposed to. I accept it. Nobody owes me anything. I just keep working. Why does everybody owe anybody owe anybody? This push for this socialism and, you know, I'm going to tell you what. Pride, tried and true example. We had a black president for 8 years. How many black people out there benefited from a black president? He held you all back. He kept you down. Job figures. He created something like what? 26,000 jobs in his last 18, talking about Obama. 18 months of truth. Jump out there and grab the world by the tail and pull it in. It's going to take hard work. Life ain't easy. God knows it's not easy. Hell, you know, and to be honest with you, I think that's why there's such a high suicide rate. You know, God, you know, side note, if you stop and look at it, we're losing 22 veterans a day on average due to suicide who just are giving up because they can't deal. You know what? That's a hardship. Black violence is so high, but the problem is 90% of black violence is you guys are killing each other. Over what? Over a dime bag? Over freaking $100? I mean, come on. Let's get civilized. Let's quit being animals. You know, what I would love to see? Let's eliminate the gangs. Well, we gotta have gangs because, you know, that's how we're gonna get rich. You don't need gangs. You know what? When all the gangs finally realize that if they all work together, start a legitimate business. Hell, you guys are great at transporting stuff. Start a legitimate transportation company. Well, we're not gonna get rich though. thing is, though, W-2 employees offer benefits. I mean, damn. Get off the street corners. You know, if all the freaking gangs got together, pooled their money and their knowledge, you guys are great at smuggling, transporting contraband. Can you imagine the money that you guys could make as a legitimate company actually transporting durable goods? I mean, damn, start a delivery company. Dude, you know, get legit. Get out of the fucking drugs. Get away from the damn cartels that are going to kill you anyways. I mean, the thing I don't understand is the lack of entrepreneurial. I mean, drugs is easy. Get rich quick. Get rich quick. I mean, come on. Violence. The violence is because you guys get so... It's bred into you. Your rap, the music you listen to. Yeah, the way you guys treat each other on the streets. I mean, you guys... I've seen a completely civil... I've seen a table that's had, 2-3 bottles of, Dom Perignon. And all of a sudden, for whatever reason, you guys just snap. Hey, there's no reason to be that up in life. Trust me, life's too short. We need to start teaching the youth there's other things to do. What would happen if the gangs actually took the projects, ghetto, pooled their money together, and rebuilt them? What would happen? I'm extremely disappointed. You guys have got all these black athletes that are protesting everything. But none of them put their money where their mouth is. You're making $20 million. You're making $5 million a year. Who are you really helping? Party like a rock star, party like a rock star. Quit partying like fucking rock stars. Use your damn heads. Why not put some good? Gosh darn, the thing I find humbling and disturbing. I know so many people out there, and I've met so many athletes and actors and entertainers and extremely wealthy people. But you know what? They're still fed by greed. If you guys quit being so damn greedy and help each other out, everybody can prosper. Isn't that what this socialism pushes? You guys want to redistribute my money because I work 90 hours a week so you don't have to. Is that fair? Is that fair? The only way we're going to stop this violence, we got to start coming together as communities. But there is such a divide. I mean, since I've lived in Chicago, and I live right outside of Chicago, because I moved to Indiana, because I just got fed up with Chicago. I admit it. Chicago is for me to handle on a day-to-day basis. Between the traffic, the bullshit, the random acts of violence, the fucking, the extreme freaking cost. It's ridiculous. But yet, we keep pushing. People are just hitting their breaking point, I think. And it's sad. Because what good does it do? And the thing is, respect, folks. Respect. Respect your neighbor. Respect thy human. There's so many things that we could do as a society to make things better. Laws and regulations aren't it. Because laws and regulations don't stop criminals. Until criminals stop being criminals and start being humans, life is not going to change for anybody. You know, and I just kind of kicked this off on, impromptu, but, the thing is, think about it. If every one of us did one good deed to help a fellow, just help one person, everybody help one person a day, the world would be a safer place. Laws and regulations aren't going to make things better. Criminals are still going to be criminals. And violence is still going to keep happening. And only you and I can stop it. But until we make those, we got to make those mental decisions. And it starts with the education. It starts with raising our children. I admit, that's why I opted to have kids. And the child I did have, I signed over. I signed my rights away too. Because I knew that I wasn't going to be around. Because I'm out in the highways and byways, working my butt off. But, it's just something to think about, folks. You guys come together as a protest. Why don't you come together and help each other? Think about it for a minute. I've thrown the bone out there, giving you something to gnaw on for the day. I just want to say, God bless America. And let's make America great again. We're on our way there. Things are getting better. But we got a long ways to go, I see. Because I see it because I'm in every major city. Driving coast to coast. But, folks, thanks for listening. Please like, share. Let's spread the word. Together we can get better. Quit listening to the teachers that are filling your head full of garbage. Think for yourself. Do a little research. God dang, everybody's got Google on their phone. Let's try to make the world a better place. And Black Lives Matter? Yeah. All lives matter. Once we realize all lives matter and we start treating each other with respect and compassion, the world will become a better place. Greed and jealousy have no place in society. They really don't. Greed and jealousy is what is 90% of our problem. So, folks, this is the Last Patriot 2016. Giving you a daily thought, something to think about. I know, I didn't get quite as more mellow than most of mine. I know I had a tendency, I get a little excited. Then again, I'm a passionate person. Because I love my country. I love the world I live in. It sucks sometimes, but I've learned how to deal with it. But folks, Last Patriot 2016, codename Skyscraper, known as the Badass Geek, and my friends call me Nick. I will talk to you on the flip side. Have a great day. God bless. Go out there and help somebody today. Help a stranger. See what happens. Peace. I'm out of here.